Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So I am back today with another disc replay haul, and this time we're talking some DVDs and some TV series. Well, they're all DVDs, so movies and TV series on DVD. And because I got them from disc replay, you know I paid very little, which is always the goal. So I was very happy with that. I was able to find them. Honestly, most of these were from December, but because my December media haul was just so big, I decided to separate these out a little bit. So this is basically the rest of my DVD haul from December. But I will make note, a little programming note here. My original intention was for today's video, Sunday's video, to be my top 10 book discoveries of 2021. But I decided to do this one today, and then the book discoveries video will come on Thursday. So Tuesday, of course, will be my Inherited Movie Collection series, because that's always on Tuesdays. And then Thursday, I will continue my best of 2021, where I will look at my top 10 first-time reads of last year. And I'm really excited to talk about that. I'm going to talk about some stats in that video as well. So look forward to that one if you are interested in the book part of Cinefessions. But anyway, guys, if you are excited about this video, I have about 24 items to talk about today to share with you guys what I grabbed. So if you're excited about it, give it a like down below. That really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in to my disc replay DVD haul. So I will start with the TV series just because there's less of those than there are movies. And first up here will be recognizable to you if you watched my manga vlog, but I was able to find Batman Beyond Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3. So that means I found the entire series of Batman Beyond at Disc Replay, and I am really excited about this. I have never seen this series before, and I've heard really good things about it. My buddy, he might be a bit of a hot take, but he actually liked this series better than Batman the Animated Series, which I know is virtually everybody's favorite. And so I'm intrigued to see where I land. I used to watch Batman the Animated Series way back when, but I remember almost nothing of it. I do have it in my collection, so I do plan on watching that one as well. But I will probably watch that first and then watch Batman Beyond, just because I think that's like the proper order of things, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, really excited about this. I've heard awesome things, and I just love Batman, so what's not to like here? So Batman Beyond Seasons 1, 2, and 3, the whole series I grabbed on DVD. Really cool find. This next one I thought was super interesting because I'd never heard of it before, but like it's an old like 60s, I believe, sci-fi series. Yeah, 1967 and 1968. It's called The Invaders. So not only does it give me like Twilight Zone vibes because it's from that era, but it's also like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, I believe is kind of what we're dealing with here, but in a TV series style. So like, I don't know what they're going to do with this to drag it out that for, I think it's 2 seasons if I'm not mistaken. But I am 100% here for this. Like, I love Twilight Zone, one of my favorite series of all time, and I just love like this era of like TV, this era of sci-fi. So combining this together, like, I am super excited I found this. And yeah, I can't wait to dive in and see what this one is about. If you guys know about this series or if you've seen it before, please let me know your thoughts on it. I will point out, this is one of those. It was like my Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that everyone said, no, that's supposed to be like that. It does have all the DVDs like separate from here, not attached. And I like that because it just, you don't have to worry about a bunch of like little like clips breaking in there, which is awesome. So yeah, really cool find from Disc Replay. The Invaders, the complete series. Please let me know if you know anything more about this one because it just looks awesome. This is just really cool too. Like, I was really surprised to find this there, but Tales from the Dark Side, the complete series. So this has all 4 seasons on it, every horrifying episode, as the sticker says. Yes, and this is just another like anthology series, like Tales from the Crypt style. Is going to be a different story every episode, every week, however they ran it. And it just looks like a ton of fun. Like, look at some of the artwork back here. Like, it looks great. I cannot wait to see what this one is all about. Another one that just like, again, right up my alley. I love anthology TV series, which is weird because honestly, I don't watch a ton of like anthology movies for whatever reason, but I really like them when they're done in TV series style, like, you know, Twilight Zone, you know, things like that, Outer Limits even. So this one I am really looking forward to. Tales from the Dark Side, the complete series, a really cool and unique find, I would argue, from Disc Replay. I guess I should clarify, when I say unique, I just mean unique to my area, because I've never seen Tales from the Dark Side at any of the locations near me, nor have I seen this one before, and this one was in the complete wrong section. Like, I believe this was in the anime section, which, yeah, it's animated, it's an animated cartoon series, but it's not anime by any stretch. But anyway, so when I found it, I was just floored. Could not believe I found The Angry Beavers, the complete series, on DVD, and this is another old Nickelodeon show, which is 100% my stuff. Like, I love old Nickelodeon. I found Cat Dog last month, I believe. I think I showed that in my recent haul video. I'm doing Rocko's Modern Life is one of my 22 for 22 goals this year. Like, old Nickelodeon is my favorite of, you know, when it comes to animated shows. And so Angry Beavers was one of those as well. I just love this show. My sister and I always watch this, and it's just so much fun. So I was really excited to find this one. I would love to continue finding more old Nickelodeon on DVD, like complete series. I actually, just the other day, like 2 days ago, I just watched The Orange Years, which is the story of Nickelodeon on Hulu, and it was awesome. It was just so nostalgic and amazing. If you have not seen it yet, definitely check it out on Hulu. If you like Nickelodeon, if the Orange Years are as nostalgic to you, if the word snick just like brings goosebumps to your arms, like, then check it out, because it was awesome. I loved it. And so, yeah, this is, you know, very reminiscent of that, what I was watching there. They didn't talk about this one, but it was classic to me. So Angry Beavers, the complete series. I'm rambling on now, but this is a great series, and so I'm very happy to add this one to my TV collection. And that is the last TV series I ended up finding. So now let's move over to some movies. Well, I guess there's a few wrestling DVDs, and then we'll talk about movies. So I guess I will like timestamp this section as well, just as the pro wrestling section, because I know not a lot of you really care about that section. At least that's my assumption. I know there always are a few comments that talk about it. But anyway, the first one here I found also in the anime section for some reason. Angry Beavers and FMW Pro Wrestling were in the anime section when I went the other day. But this is The Legend Dawns, which is referring to Hayabusa, I believe is how you say his name. And I love the back here because it has super leather, which is basically just like a Leatherface knockoff. It's fantastic. But if I'm not mistaken, this is a Japanese promotion, and I've never seen anything from FMW before. But I've heard of them, of course. Just, you know, I've heard of, you know, a ton of different promotions, but this is one that I've not actually seen anything from. And so was really excited to find this one. Mike Awesome is in this, and Mike Awesome is just so underrated as a performer. He wasn't the best on the mic, but boy, he could go in the ring. He was just hardcore to the bone. But anyway, just some great wrestlers on here. So really looking forward to seeing how this FMW presentation is compared to some other things. So the first pro wrestling DVD I found was The Legend Dawns from FMW. Moving over to a promotion where I have seen some of their stuff, and it is very hit or miss. Like, it's just garbage wrestling, which I'll be 100% honest. Like, I love that stuff. Like, I really was into the Attitude Era when it came to hardcore matches. I, you know, was buying tapes off of highspots.com. The 1995 IWA King of the Death match, like, changed my wrestling life. Like, I just love that stuff. But anyway, this is XPW Wrestling, Baptized in Blood. This is actually Baptized in Blood 1 and 2. So this one is a 2-disc set here. So yeah, this is gonna be just a lot of fun, a bunch of garbage wrestling, which I'm totally fine with. So it's gonna be real bloody. It has like Axel Rotten is in this. I mean, yeah, this is just awesome. So yeah, really gonna be a lot of fun to watch through this. Juventud Guerrero is in here. Cronus, New Jack, who just recently passed away. Not a good person by any stretch of the imagination, but he did just pass away. So anyway, yeah, this should be a heck of a lot of fun to watch. Real bloody. So XPW Baptized in Blood 1 and 2. Those are the first, or that's the first one I got. And then I was able to find Damage Inc. from XPW Wrestling. So, yeah, this looks like a lot of fun, too. I don't exactly know who these two are, I guess. I don't recognize their faces, but I'm sure it's on the back here somewhere. I don't know, but Pogo the Clown is on here. Homeless Jimmy, New Jack again, Angel, like, I don't know, Major Guns is on here from their old WCW days. Yeah, this is just awesome. Really excited to add this one to the collection. And again, I'm buying these so cheap, like, I'm all about it. So yeah, we'll add that one in there. And then the last wrestling DVD I found, another XPW one here. This is actually a 2 DVD set also. This is After the Fall. So we have like Shane Douglas, Raven, Sandman, Just Incredible, New Jack, Chris Candido, Public Enemy, like Axel Rotten, Ian Rotten. This is just awesome. Tracy Smothers is in this. Cronus, Conan. I mean, Jerry Lynn. The list goes on. So yeah, this one is really cool too. And yeah, not much else to say about it. Really excited to check these out. They present XPW as a West Coast alternative to the East Coast ECW. I never realized that was how they were like selling themselves, but that's very interesting. So anyway, XPW Wrestling After the Fall, the last one I found in the pro wrestling genre. So now we'll talk about movies. So this first movie I found here, I actually believe this DVD is out of print, if I'm not mistaken, and that's not typically something I know off the top of my head because I don't generally care too much about it, to be honest with you, but I believe it was a Patreon video where Serial at Midnight was talking about this DVD specifically, and I think he mentioned that it was OOP, but either way, this is Airheads, and I had never heard of it until he was talking about it, which is a shame because look at that cast, Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler. I don't know how this one escaped me all these years, but yeah, so excited when I came across this, just because, like I said, I think it's a relatively difficult one to find, and I got it, you know, in my buy 3, get 3 free from Disc Replay, which is awesome. So really looking forward to checking this one out. It just looks like a ton of fun. When Heath over at Serial at Midnight talked about it, he just raved about how, you know, fun the movie was and how much he enjoyed it. It's probably not a great film given, you know, what we're dealing with here, but you know, it doesn't have to be a great movie to enjoy the movie. And so yeah, looking forward to checking out Airheads. I actually came across a similar pack to this new at Walmart the other day, but it was not as cheap as I was wanting it to be for a DVD, and so when I came across it at Disc Replay, I was super excited. This is the Vacation 3-movie collection, and what's perfect about this is, like, unlike the one at Walmart that had, I know Christmas Vacation was in there as well, but something else I want to say too, but I think they were the 2 I already owned, so maybe it was the remake. Unlike those, this one had the 3 that I actually needed for my collection specifically, with National Lampoon's Vacation, European Vacation, and Vegas Vacation. So yeah, the only one I've actually seen on here is Vegas Vacation. I think I talked about this before, but I watched Christmas Vacation for the first time at the end of 2020, at Christmas time in 2020, and I liked it. I thought it was enjoyable. I think I like Vegas Vacation better, just because I'd seen that one multiple times over the years, and I really like that one, but I've never seen the original 2, and so I have to correct that, and now that it's in my collection, I can do that, and I will mention, well, you can't see it here, but they're all 3 different DVDs. It's a 3 DVD set. So each movie is on its own DVD, and they are all in the correct aspect ratio. So yeah, really cool find for like super cheap. You can't go wrong with 3 movies when you're doing buy 3, get 3. So the Vacation 3-movie collection with Vacation, European Vacation, and Vegas Vacation. So I'm at the point now where if I see a movie from this series and I don't own it and it's super cheap, I'm picking it up because multiple people commented in the comments of other times where I found movies from Jess Stone that this is actually a pretty good series. And so Sea Change was one that I didn't own already, so I grabbed it, and you can see it's actually brand new. So this is a Tom Selleck starring series, and Jess Stone, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was based on a book series. And so yeah, like I said, I've heard good things. A few people maybe have commented on some of my previous videos where I found some of these and noted that, hey, these are actually good. So I'm excited to check these out. I don't think I yet have the first one in the series, if I'm not mistaken. And so I'm still working to get that one so I can start the series. But yeah, I believe this is one of the earlier ones, maybe 2 or 3. So yeah, excited to see what these ones are all about. Tom Selleck is awesome. So I'm assuming I will enjoy these when I get around to them. So Jess Stone, Sea Change. Here is a movie that was released on Blu-ray. I want to say it was from a boutique label, but it's just escaping me who it was right now. But I didn't want to spend that kind of money on it because I don't remember loving this movie, but I wanted to check it out again because I was listening to a podcast a couple years ago. I'm talking about Cabin Boy. I was listening to a podcast a couple years ago that was just talking about how this one is not as bad as people remember it being. And so specifically they were talking about that Blu-ray, which again, I just can't remember what label released it, but again, I didn't want to spend like $20-25 for it, so I figured buy this, see if I like it. If I do enjoy it, grab the Blu-ray, then I can, appreciate the special features that are on there. So this is one I remember watching this like a very long time ago when it was on TV, or we had it on VHS or something, but I really don't remember much about it at all, other than, like I said, not loving it. So I want to give it a second chance and see what it's all about. So this is Cabin Boy on DVD, and like I said, It's available on Blu-ray, but we'll go the cheap route first. This is another one that's on Blu-ray, and frankly, this Blu-ray is super cheap. I probably should have just got it that way, but I mean, it was there, and I needed a 6th item that day, so I grabbed Small Soldiers. This is one where, like, the little toys end up coming to life, and it's just a lot of fun, like a good action family adventure type film that I really enjoyed. Again, this is another one. It has been probably decades since I've seen this movie. I remember watching it at a friend's house a very, very long time ago. It was, around when it was new. We probably rented it. But yeah, I liked it then, and so I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it again when I get around to it. So Small Soldiers is the next one that I found. I was so happy when I came across this one because it has been on my DVDs to find list for a very long time now. Ever since I realized or was told by my buddy that this is actually slightly related to the Fast and the Furious series. This is Better Luck Tomorrow. So how this ties in is I believe our main character, whichever one it is there, our main character is a character, like that same character is in Tokyo Drift, Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, if I'm not mistaken. And so that character starts here and then goes into Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. So I have the entire series on 4K, so it just felt right that I needed to add this one to my collection, which I don't even think is available on Blu-ray, let alone 4K. So yeah, I came across this one and I was just floored because I've looked for this specific movie at that exact disc replay so many times and it was never there. But as always, they get brand new things in all the time, and so this one just happened to come in, and I am so excited that I have it in my collection now. So, Better Luck Tomorrow, a small tie-in to the Fast and the Furious series that I'm happy to have in the collection. This next movie is one that the first time I watched it, admittedly, I was super disappointed with it because I'd watched the remake multiple times before I'd seen the original, and the remake is just a completely different movie than the original. This is barely even a horror film in my eyes. This is really thriller, basically. This is When a Stranger Calls, the original. But this is another one that I've wanted to give a second chance. And I'm actually just noticing now, how faded this cover is. So this was probably in a video store that was sitting near a window because you can see the red on the side compared to the red on the front. Super faded, but it doesn't mean anything. I just noticed it right now. But anyway, so When a Stranger Calls, another one that I've seen before and didn't love, but I want to give it another shot. There are so many fans of this movie. People love it. And there's people who hate the remake but love this movie. And I love the remake and didn't like this one. So I'm giving it another shot. And I'm happy to have it in the collection now because it's just one of those kind of staples that you should have. And so When a Stranger Calls is now in the collection, so I can give it another shot. So I went to grad school at West Virginia University, and I vividly remember one of the first classes I had there. Our teacher, it was a very small program that I was in, and the teacher said, you know what, you guys who are, I think one of us was from West Virginia, everybody else was from out of state, you need to get a good idea of what West Virginia is. And so one of our classes was spent watching The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia. So this is a documentary, and you can see it's from Tribeca Film, but it is about this absolutely insane family in the backwoods of West Virginia, as redneck as you can get. If I remember right, I think the main character in this, I don't know, it's a documentary, the main person in this was trying to be a dancer, if I'm not mistaken, and it is just insane. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe there are either 1 or 2 sequels to this, and this story gets really dark. I want to say there's murder involved somewhere here, but it is, I started grad school in 2009, so it has been a long time since I've seen this movie, but just the idea that this was what they wanted to show us, new West Virginia folk, when we first got there in grad school, was hilarious to me. And so I had to add this one to my collection because it's nostalgic because of, the time I saw it, and it was a good movie. So I cannot wait to revisit this one. The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia. If you haven't seen it, track it down because it's weird and you need to see it. This next movie is actually based on a long-running video game series that, for whatever reason, I've just never played before, but this is Wing Commander, and if I'm not wrong, I think this might have been one of those big-budget flops. I don't think it did too well when it came out, and I know it's not very highly regarded, but given the cast, Matthew Lillard from Scream, love him, plays Shaggy in the Scooby-Doo live-action movies, fantastically. And then Freddie Prinze Jr., who was always one of my favorites growing up. So because of that, thanks to I Know What You Did Last Summer, I should throw in there. But because of that, I wanted to give this one a shot. And honestly, it's a space movie, so it takes a lot for me not to like a space movie. Even if it's a widely considered bad, I tend to enjoy them anyway. So Wing Commander is one that I am excited to check out and see if it lives up to, I don't know, the low expectations, the low bar that has been set for it. This next one is a horror movie that just caught my eye with the cover. I feel like I'd heard of it before, but it almost feels like a Hostel style movie. This is Live Feed. So with this one, we have a group of 5 tourists traveling to Asia and realize that the thoughtless acts of one will bring horrific consequences. And so, yeah, it just feels like a Hostel style movie. I want to say it's from that era, 2006. So yes, it's from that era. So I'm expecting, you know, the torture genre here, and I hope it's done well. I hope it's done in a fun way. So yeah, was happy to add this one to the collection. Never seen it before, but excited to see what it's all about. Live Feed from 2006. So these next two I'll show together because they're both part of the same series, and that series is The Masters of Horror. So the first one here is from Rob Schmidt. We have Right to Die, and then we have Clive Barker's Valerie on the Stairs. So I am like slowly collecting a lot of these. I've started off like years ago. I found 3 at some random used video store. Speaking of West Virginia, it was while I was in West Virginia, and so I grabbed those, and those have been in my collection ever since. And then recently, I've been finding some random ones at Disc Replay and just kind of random spots. And so I've been picking them up because I would love to have a full collection of this. I know it's available on Blu-ray, but man, Disc Replay sells each like Blu-ray, which has maybe 2 or 3 of these on them for like $25 a pop. It is just expensive. And so I'm sticking with the DVDs. These ones will be fine. So yeah, 2 more for the Masters of Horror collection, which is growing all the time. We have Rob Schmidt's Right to Die and Clive Barker's Valerie on the Stairs. I was just thinking about it, and I think the other spot I found some Masters of Horror DVDs was over here in my inherited movie collection. I completely forgot about that. But anyway, these next two, probably the 2 I was most excited about. I have been searching for these for nearly a year now, maybe over a year even. Ever since I read the original book that these are based off of, I've been trying to get the animated movies that were based on the book. And I've just never been able to find them. All the Disc Replays never have them. I could buy them online, but they were like $13-15 a pop for DVD. And that's just, I don't know, I didn't want to spend that. And so I was hoping to get lucky, and finally, I did. The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, the original animated films. And I am so happy I found these. Like, this is awesome. And they're in great shape too, which is really important in this instance because I really want to hold on to these. So I know there is one more after Lord of the Rings. I think is it the Two Towers? Is that the next one? But this is, you know, 2/3 of the way to having this entire animated series complete. But the one I'm going to watch first is The Hobbit. So that's the book I've read. And like I said, ever since I read the book, I've been wanting to track this one down, and I finally have it now. So I'm going to watch this first. And then if you guys watched my 22 for 22, you'll know that completing like the Middle-earth series, so all 6 films in that series, is on the agenda for this year. So I'm going to watch this, and then I will jump into the live action ones. But yeah, very excited that I was able to find both The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, which this is one, honestly, I wasn't even like specifically looking for this. I really wanted The Hobbit, but since it was there, obviously I'm picking it up. And so yeah, this is awesome. From J.R.R. Tolkien, we have The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, the animated ones, and awesome ads for the collection. So those are the last 2 DVDs that I ended up finding at Disc Replay recently. All right, so there they are. Try to get everything in there. Everything on DVD that I found pretty much last month, from Disc Replay at least. And yeah, just another really fun haul. I love going to Disc Replay. Like, everything is just so inexpensive that I don't mind adding it to my collection. Of course, it'll be a while before I get around to some of these, but that's how it goes. Every collector can relate, I'm sure. But I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. What in this stack have you watched, and what what do you recommend? Is there anything in here that you've seen that you didn't like? Let me know about that down in the comments as well. And are you a fan of When a Stranger Calls, the original? I prefer the remake, but that's probably sacrilege, I know. But either way, let me know which one you prefer if you've seen it down below. And as always, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like down below. That really does help me out. And like I always say, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media, be it books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga. If it's media related, I'm interested in it. And if you are too, you might consider subscribing. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.